Welcome, boys. Today is Monday, September 15th, 2025, and it is a beautiful Monday evening. You can finally, I think this is probably the first official night, maybe not the first one, but this is the first night in what feels like a little while that you can actually feel fall is kind of coming on. As always, I am Addy, and as always, well, not as always, as often is not the case, but actually now is the case. I am here in broadcasting from my home in Sterling, Virginia, and I think we're going to jump right into things. I was noticing something today that I had kind of overlooked before. And what I was noticing was a couple of hours before, like after I'd kind of like put work aside for the day, and I was like, let me get into the swing of things with this video game, so to speak. I noticed a lot of warnings. Now, at my work, we pride ourselves on zero errors, of course, because, you can't publish something that has compilation errors, but we also pride ourselves on zero compiler warnings. And we actually do this to such an extent that we have, I don't know if you can do this in C#, but in C++, at least in the compilers we use in C++, you can turn, it's called warnings, or warnings to errors, or what we call it turning warning errors on, which basically means any warning you get in the compiler comes across as a compilation error. So you have to fix the warnings. And this is something that we kind of pride ourselves on, and something that I kind of pride myself on. And then I was realizing when I was working on something, I was like, wow, that is a lot of warnings. So I started going through and actually fixing the warnings. And I thought that, and I was like, I didn't finish the process. And I think that's actually something we're going to do. And I noticed a couple of things along the way. Let me close my naughty boy browser. But I noticed that, the lamp interaction is broken. When did that break? I don't know, but it's broken. Matthew is waving hello. Lisa says, I missed one show and you removed me from the thumbnail. Yeah, absolutely. That's all it takes. As a matter of fact, Not Sure is on thin ice. I mean, he's going to be removed. Before you know it, it's just going to be Matthew and I. That's it. It's just going to be me in the English red coat, and that's it. The Italian chef, he's almost out of the picture. I know he started a new job. I know, but that's no excuse. He gets off at 4 o'clock. Wait a minute. Let me put this up a little bit. Okay, there we go. I think that's a lot better. Okay, so we're gonna make our. I was going through, and a lot of these are possibly using null variables, essentially. Like Lisa is a null variable. Actually, that was Lisa's nickname in high school, the null variable girl. So I think we're gonna go through, and I think we'll just fix some of these. Like right here, I'm just gonna pick one at random. So let's see. Let's just take a look at this. So I think item data is a nullable item. Yeah, it is. So, okay. So of course the first one I click on is like a tricky one because it's like, okay, so this is set equipped item. Actually, oh, is this in character entity? Oh, this is is this the new equipped item? Yeah, this is the new one. So I think we can I think what we can do is we can, I think we'll just exit out. Like maybe we'll log an error. Like if, do we want to throw an exception? Maybe we do want to throw an I think that's fair because if you're trying to equip something that doesn't have an item data, then I think that's fair. Okay. And then is the compiler going to be smart enough to know that I think the compiler will be smart enough to know that I'm exiting. Wait, that was in character entity. See, this is the problem. It's like you're looking at a sea of warnings. Lisa says, what does that even mean? And Matthew is laughing. Yep, the null variable girl. That was Lisa. She was the null variable girl. Or what did I say? Null reference. I don't remember which it was. Okay, I think we fixed that one. Literally okay, I'm just going to click on this one in here. Friendly NPC is the name of the class. I like this music. This is like the genius at work music. This is actually called Signal to Noise by Scott Buckley. I have no idea who that is or what this is, but I'm not hating the music here. Okay, what do we have? Oh wait, not that one. Okay, where's the cursor? The cursor is it's off screen. Okay, so wait, if player stats, I mean, I think player stats not being found should definitely be a throw. Okay. Player stats component not found on player. Perfect. So this is what's going to happen is this list of errors, it's going to slowly whittle down. It's slowly going to be, okay, NPC. Yeah, this is going to give me an error in 2 places, I would imagine. Possible null reference. Oh, in a couple of places. So, what do we do if I think that's another throw, right? If this dot... No, not that. I want to do if this NPC equals null. Now, it's an interesting choice that the AI made to actually put it onto... to put the throw on the same line. I don't agree with that. I think I might reject that. I'm putting my lead developer hat on, and I'm trying to think, like, would I think I might reject, like, for some reason I feel like a throw deserves its own block. Like, I feel like throw deserves, it's almost like a matter of like a return, like you're going to return no matter what. Like the function's going to return, whether it returns right then and there or whether it returns at the end of the function. I think but a throw, I feel like a throw is like basically the things that go on the same line to an if statement. They're literally just like insignificant things, like, oh yeah, whatever, just like whatever, like, oh, you're returning, oh yeah, whatever. But like a throw, that's a significant thing. So oh Jesus, Matt, my friend David, who used to call on every stream, of course he's calling. I'm going to send him the link. Let me send the link of the stream. Let's see. Let me just put. Let's see. Here, he's calling. Actually, as a matter of fact, I have not sent the link out on text messages for a while. I'm going to send it to my friend Lisa. Hopefully, she'll join the stream. My friend Robbie, I'll send it to him. My friend Nick, I'll send it to him. Hopefully I'm sending the... Okay, I am sending... I was getting ready to say, let's see, my renter, I don't think I'm going to send it. How about the dog sitter? No, I don't want to send it to the dog sitter. An old girlfriend I had when I was 19, but we still text, like, I say we probably text like 4 times a year. 3 to 4 times a year we'll send a text message to kind of like see if the other person's still alive. I'm not going to send it to her because I've already texted her like 2 or 3 times this year. Let me see, put that... Okay. Matthew said, please join the stream, Lisa. Yes. Lisa says you sent it to me. Matthew also said my lead would be proud. No, you know what, Matthew? I am your lead. I am your lead now. I'm the lead now. Okay. Okay, so that warning should go away. So if NPC equals null. Now, do I have to put a... Can I do that? Should I do that? I don't know if I should or should not do that, but I know the exclamation point means like you can assume that this is not null, or the question mark is like this might be null. But what functional differences do they have? Because if the thing is null, they still throw an error. Does one throw a worse error? I gotta ask Rock. I want to know because that actually, now that I think about that, that doesn't make a lot of sense. Okay, in C#. What is the difference between if, or let me see, if thing question mark dot other thing equals true, and if thing exclamation point dot other thing equals true? What is the difference here? Because I know that like the question mark, are they really just signals to, okay, the null conditional operator. Okay, behavior. The question mark dot operator checks if thing is null before attempting access to other thing. If thing is null, the entire expression evaluates to null and no attempt is made to access other thing. This prevents a null reference. Oh, okay. So in that case, since null is not equal to true, wait a minute. So wait a minute. Does that mean that if thing question mark other thing equals false could be true even if thing is null? That sound... Oh yeah, like the music is very appropriate here because it's like that seems like that could be bad, but let me see. Maybe I'm misunderstanding. I'm not reading this entire... Yes, that's correct. Okay, you don't need to break down why. I understand why. So that means... That seems like that could be bad because thing being null and thing dot other thing being false, those could be two different things. Which I guess, though, you could make the argument that if it's that important, then you would test for nullability, or you would test for null. Let's see. Lisa says she refuses to join the stream, and then I don't blame her once. Let me check over on the mobile stream. Maybe Lisa joined the mobile stream. Nope, there's nobody over there. Matthew says, I think you get a null reference either way there, being a constructor if it's null. No, well, no. Well, wait a minute. Let's go back to my use case. Lisa says, I'm drinking cherry Pepsi out of a cherry Coke bottle. I don't like... You're drinking... You're drinking... No, that's an abomination. That's a sin, Lisa. Like, suddenly I feel like a religious, like, pastor. Like, no, that is sacrilege. That is awful. Where'd my music go? Why did that song? I like that song, too. This is a great playlist. Matthew says, I love the taste of Coke, but I can't drink it due to the reaction I had. Pepsi, though, perfectly fine. Interesting. Never looked into the ingredient difference. Lisa says, Coke gives you a reaction? Matthew says, yeah, my stomach goes to hell. Sick for 2 or 3 days. Ugh. Lisa says, that's terrible. That's my reaction, too. I don't like that. So I've been having some issues. So let me get a little personal here. And I'm going to get a little graphic. So if you don't like poop talk, I suggest you go to a different stream now. So Lisa, just bear in mind. So I noticed a few months ago, I would go to the bathroom, and this happens sparingly. Like this happened like, well, let me back up to a month, okay? Like a month ago, I went to the bathroom, and you know what? Never mind. Let's just continue on this. Let's just say there's blood, and I'm going to the doctor. Let's just leave it at that. Okay. And of course, given my background and my history of things, like I'm very paranoid about that kind of thing. Okay, so this, I get what this is telling me that this is not a nullable object, and I'm still assigning this to null. So, okay, this is toggle, this is the toggle. Well, I guess I could just take the null away, right? It's going to be null no matter. I mean, it's going to be not null. Okay, so that gets rid of that. Okay, what about this one? Okay, so this is another one where I think I can just get rid of the null. Okay, so what I have learned in my experience with these things is, like, when you're doing something like this, when you're like, this happens every now and then where you work your way through like a task. Like it's just like it's kind of a little bit of a grind. I have learned in my experience that it is good to go back and just like make sure if you don't break things along. Oh, like this. I've got, okay, semicolon after method accessor block is not valid. Okay. So I have learned that it is good to just kind of go and kind of check your work. Like before I go doing all of this, I should go and I should check my work, and that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to just run it. I'm just going to make sure the basic functionality still works. Lisa says that's terrible. My favorite. Okay, yeah. I feel the paranoia, Addie. I had a bump on my leg and touched it, and it turned into a bruise. Now I'm worried about blood clots again. Oh God, no! You're too young to have blood clots. Isn't that like an old lady thing? Matthew says you have a semicolon at the end of your incident. Thank you, Matthew. Thank you. All right, let me see. I'm just going to go here and go there, and then I'll go here, and then wait. Go here, and then go there. Okay, that works. And then I'm going to go here, and then I'm going to go there, and then I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to go over here, and I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to do this. No, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to do this instead, and then we're going to go over there, and he's going to go over here. I'm going to go over here, and then they're going to shoot me, and then okay. So I mean, this is where unit tests would actually come in handy. And one day we will tackle unit tests, but right now, no. So now I'm just going to go. Okay, so I already have a bunch of code. I have a bunch of code already staged. I'm just going to stage this as well. Okay. All right. I like this music. Lisa says, Addie, I don't know if you remember, but 10 years ago, I had multiple pulmonary embolisms and almost died. You know, I do remember something about that. I'm glad you're okay, Lisa. I don't want you to join. My friend Lisa, who I sent the link to the stream to, she sent me a message saying not joining. I'm going to say, okay, if you don't join, I'm sending you a dick pic. I didn't say it would be my dick. I'm just saying a dick pic. Could be any dick. Okay. All right. So let's just keep working our way through. Okay. Semicolon. Wait. Oh, no. Let me. Oh, no, not that. This. Okay. Okay. Non-nullable field. Okay. Okay. This is in base NPC. We have like 4 warnings in base NPC. Okay. What is this telling me? This is telling non-nullable field audio source must contain a non-null variable when exiting the constructor. Consider adding the required modifier or declaring the field as nullable. I see. But audio source is a serialized field. All right? Entity profile is a serialized field too. What? I don't understand. And also, I didn't realize required is a key word. Required? Okay, but let's see. That gives me okay. Did I use it incorrectly? Feature required members is not available in C# 9. Please use language version greater than 11. Okay, so what version of C# is Unity using? That's a question for you, Matthew. I know you know that right away. Oh, my friend Lisa dares me to send a dick picture. Okay, let me see. I'm going to see. Private investigator. Let me see. I'm going to just look at a picture for a private, and here we go. What dick pic am I going to send to Lisa? I think I'm going to send her this one. This is the best one. Here we go. Right there. There's her dick pic. Okay. Okay, so we're using version 9. Oh, I guess the error did say that, didn't it? Okay, that was kind of obvious. Okay, so, I mean, the obvious thing to do here is just to make these nullable, like that. But then that means I have to make that nullable. There's something I'm missing here, because I am pretty sure that I have made plenty of serializable fields that are not nullable, and I do not get that warning for them. So what is... Okay, I think I can delete this too. So what am I missing here? Like... does my concern make sense? Let me look over here. Lisa responded with hot. Want to see a black dick? A big black dick? I'm having this whole private conversation with Lisa. Suppress that warning or just use public audio source instead of public and private. Yeah, okay, that's a good point. Why was I using? I'm not sure why I'm doing this pattern here. So that's fair. Let's do that. I like that solution. I think it's the cleanest. So we'll just do this, and then we'll do this, and then we'll do that. Okay, there we go. Yeah, I'm not sure why I was using getters and setters here. This was like looking at this code. I'm pretty sure this is like very early code that I wrote. Like entity profile. Like I remember doing the entity profile stuff when I was in Fiji. So yeah, okay. Wait a minute. Okay, so it's telling me that audio source must have a non-null value when exiting the constructor. So, but that's not true. That's not true, because if I drag an audio, like, okay, so that's a good question. Like when I drag something to a component, like if I drag something to a field, like in the inspector, and it's set in the inspector, at what point, I imagine, well, obviously it gets set after the constructor, but it's set sometime before awake. There's another, there's something else. There's awake, and then there's another one that happens early on. Let me see. What is it called? I know Matthew's probably going to type the answer before I have a chance to ask Grok. What functions in Unity exist between the constructor of a mono behavior and awake is called. That's a terribly worded sentence, but I have faith that AI is going to figure it out. In Unity, the lifecycle behavior. Okay, the constructor mono behavior is called. This you're writing a short novel. Okay, don't write a short novel. Just lay it out. Lay it. Just lay it out. Simply. Lisa, I gotta talk to you, Lisa. Oh, Lisa's asking me, my friend Lisa, not the Lisa in the chat room, the friend Lisa I'm texting with. I said, do you want to see a big black? And she said, is it yours? Yes, it is. Okay, in Unity, between a mono constructors and awake method, the following happens. The constructor is called when the mono behavior is instantiated. Unity registers the mono behavior with the game object, deserializes serialized fields, sets up internal references. Okay, but there's something. Okay, start. That's what I was looking for. Okay, now I gotta find Lisa a bit. Okay, okay. African American private. No, overweight African American private investigator. And just in case, hopefully Grok won't complain. Let me see. Can we find? Okay. No. Generate a photorealistic picture of an obese African American private investigator. Yes, I'm over 18. Why would I have to be over 18 to see? Oh my God, Grok is very fast. Oh, You know what? I'm going to do this off screen so that in case my friend Lisa is watching, I'm going to surprise her. That way she won't know which one I actually picked. There we go. Okay. All right. So enough of my conversation with Lisa. What was I doing? I completely forgot what I was doing. Okay, I was trying to figure non-nullable field. So it doesn't like that. Well, how would I do this? Matthew says to suppress the error. I don't like that. Start is called after awake. But is there anything that is called for all scenes at the... No, that wouldn't make sense. No, I was going to say at the start of the program. No, that wouldn't make sense. Okay. I'm like I said, I kind of want to just suppress the error, but I feel like that's cheating. Suppress warning. What is this? This is I don't know how to do it in C#. Like in C++, you have what's called pragma statements if you want to suppress a warning. But let's see if I'm sure AI knows how to suppress warning. I don't know what that is. AI, you're letting me down. Okay, suppress warning. Come on, AI. Okay, let me go over here and go. I don't think that's suppressing the warning. Suppress. Okay, let me see. Suppress compiler warning. I don't think that's right, AI. Okay. How can I suppress compiler warning blah? Is there something like C++'s pragma statements in C#? Okay, is raised when a nullable field. Okay, blah, blah, blah. When it's not initialized. Okay, pragma warning disables. Okay, perfect. So, but okay. Oh, there's a suppressed message. Oh, that's not bad. I don't hate that. Allow null. Oh, I like that the best so far. Initialize the field. Oh, you just had to go there. Non-forgiving operator. Oh, hi, pretty girl. Oh my gosh. Okay, stay there. Stay there. This is a treat, guys. Oh my god. Wait, where's the other camera? No, stay there, baby. Stay there. Oh, I don't know where the other camera is. The girl kitty, which you probably have never seen, she's behind me. See? Can you see her? She's so pretty. This is the cat. I love my wife. I do. But sometimes she makes these decisions that only women make. So I was away, as I often am, and this was early on when we moved into the house, and we had one cat. We had the black cat. And then she was like, "Can I get another cat?" And I was feeling a little guilty because I was away. And I was like, "Okay, fine. You can get a cat." And she picks this cat. She picks that cat. And this cat is very skittish and very paranoid and very anxious, like a lot of cats, but she's exceptionally so. So I have all this paperwork. Like, when my wife went to adopt her, she got all this paperwork about the cat. And then I start reading through the paperwork. This cat has a history of urinating outside the litter box. This cat has a history of biting the vet. This cat has a history of scratching furniture. And I ask my wife, I'm like, why? You knew, like, they told you all these things up front. And she didn't tell me, right? But like why? Like, why? And my wife's answer, she was pretty. But it's okay because while we did have some problems with peeing outside the box in the very beginning, no cat or dog has peed outside the box in a very long time. She has had no problems. The scratching of furniture is pretty much like she doesn't exist. Like she does not seem to scratch furniture. Now, the biting, she's never bitten me, but the way she acts sometimes, I understand it. But she's a very weird cat because she wants love, but she's too scared to ask for it. But I always say that, like, because like when my friend David lived here, he noticed how like he would come home. He was a bartender, so he would come home at like 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, and he would say that like whenever he came home, she was like all over him, and I'm like, yeah, like at nighttime, it's like she's DTF. Like she like the sun goes down and she is totally DTF. So anyway, that's Mudang. I wish I knew. This is actually for my phone. All right. Okay. All right. Let's get back to this. Okay. Oh, so I can just put null. Wait. Non-nullable field. Okay, so I can... Oh, equals null exclamation point. The null forgiving operator tells the compiler to treat a potentially null expression as not... Okay. So wait, can I do this? Equals null exclamation point. Will that get... Okay, so that is in... That's audio source. Let's see if that gets rid of it. It does. Okay. All right. I think I'll just do public entity profile equals null explanation point, but I'm going to capitalize. Oh, that's going to give me a compilation error, but that's okay. It's not like it's that big of a deal. It didn't even give me a compilation. Ooh, I feel like... Oh, wait. No, there it... Ooh, no. I don't want to go changing variable names. No, I feel like changing variable names is just asking for, like, problems to creep in. Lisa says, I'm outie, gotta go shopping, talk to you later. Fine. I didn't want to talk to you either, Lisa. Fine. I didn't want you here. I didn't want you here. I got Matthew. That's all I need. It's just me and Matthew. Just the boys. Okay. No, I love you, Matthew. Okay, let's see. Non-nullable animator. Okay, I don't know that. Let me see if animator, is that referenced anywhere like that? Yes. Okay, but I can do the same thing. Yeah, I'm not sure. Like, okay, to do, come back and clean up these variables. Okay, let me do this here. Matthew says, remove the null and the serialized field above. I get 0 warnings with this. Wait, remove the null? Oh, so just have it public. I see. So like this. So you're saying to just have it public. No, I'm still getting a warning. It's still telling me it has no, it's the same thing. The non-null variable, or like, you know, non-nullable field audio source must contain a non-null value when exiting the constructor. So I'm going to put the null back like this. So this is public transform target. Again, I'm not changing. I'm just going to do this. Oh, audio source does not exist in this context. Okay, so I'm going to be brave and just stick with this. I hope I have not accidentally broken something else. I don't think I did. Okay. Okay, let's... So we have to check. I want to check, since we're fooling around with audio sources for base NPC, that would be like the walking sound effects. I'm going to mute the noise. I'm going to make sure that we're still, well, oh. The name profile does not exist. Wait, what did I break? What did I break? Oh, come on. What did I break? What? So profile is the personality trait system that I added long ago that we haven't touched. All right, this is why you do intermittent like commits, even though I didn't commit. Okay, so it was just base NPC I changed. That's weird. All right. I'm going to do this. I'm going to be heavy ham-fisted with this. I'm going to discard everything. Oh, but wait a minute. Okay. No, wait. Wait, is base NPC in here? So I did hit I found this out the hard way once. So see how I have base NPC in the unstaged files, and you can have, so I could have base NPC in the staged files as well, right? I could have it in both. And I remember one time what I wanted to do is I wanted to discard file changes, but I thought I was discarding the file changes that I had made for the unstaged portion, if that makes sense. But when I did that, it actually discarded all file changes, which pissed me the fuck off. So I learned that the hard way. Hopefully that made sense, what I just described. I don't know if it did, but hopefully it does. All right, so okay, let me come over here. Okay, so, but I think what we're going to do is we'll just do this. We'll just discard this. My wife's going outside for some reason. We're going to discard this. And then we're going to discard this. Okay. So now we're going to see if we compile. So this compiles, but does Unity compile? I mean, I would expect it to, but who knows? Okay, it does. So let's go back to let's just kind of take it a little slower. Let's just go a little slower. Let's do it one at a time. Audio source. Let's just do this. Equals null exclamation point. No errors there. What about errors in Unity? None. Okay, perfect. Okay, entity profile. We're going to do the same thing. No errors. Let's check. Let's just do it one step at a time. We're just going to take our time. There's no rush. Matthew says, I think so. I had a stash issue the other day. I deleted the wrong file. I had to redo some work. I wasn't sure which version of the class I needed to delete. I think that was just me being stupid, though. I mean, we've all made mistakes. It's all right. It's all right, Matthew. We all make mistakes. Okay. Okay. Animator. Where is animator? Okay. Animator equals null exclamation point semicolon. Okay. Now this. Just taking it very, very slow. Oh, excuse me. What a pig. Okay. And then last but not least is target. And that should be... Where did it go? Here it is. Okay. So we changed no variable names, even though they're a complete mess. But we changed none, and I think that seems to have worked. Yes. Okay. I'm going to add a note. to do. Come back in here and clean up these ugly variable names. You know, that magical day, like when we have nothing to work on and the game is complete and a resounding success, and like it's bigger than that game about being a drug dealer. Oh, Schedule 1 is bigger than Schedule 1. It's like a phenomena, and people are making videos about how like one streamer took down the video game industry. Like when that day comes, that's when we'll come back and do this to do. That's when we'll get there. Okay. Let's see. So okay, let's move on to other warnings. Okay. Okay. Warning. Okay. So this was okay. Well, let me stage those changes. Okay. Okay. So this is where it gets tricky. No, wait a minute. At some point. Oh, wait a minute. I have an idea. Wait a minute. Just hold off a minute. Hold your horses. Okay, so we still have the okay. We still have the walking sound effect, which is good. But come in here, come in around here. Okay, the lamp is still broken. That's fine. We will check that out later. Okay. Pistol. Okay, let me see. I think we'll attack drawer interaction. Okay. So it's telling me that this hides an inherited method. So item entity. Come over here. Hover text. Public string. But isn't hover text, that's from item interactable? It's not. Oh, wait, interactable. Hover text. So hover text is from interactable, which is, okay, this is a mess, which we were thinking we might be able to get rid of some of this, but we're not going to right now. But this, okay, so then item entity implements it. This is the default implementation. Does this need to be virtual? I think it does. I guess that makes sense. I get. Would it have to be? Yeah, I guess it would have to be in C++ too. So virtual string hover text. But then that means that drawer interactable, which is here. Drawer interactable, that means that this would have to be override? I guess so. And I guess it's the same case for interacts on focus and on defocus, right? So we would have public virtual void interact. Mobile chat, Matthew says. Oh, Jfinity, I'm using C++ to create stuff. Hey, I use C++. What type of game are you making? It looks like a horror game. I think you're pulling my leg. You can check out the oh, thank you, Matthew. It honestly looks like a horror game. At least you aren't using AI to create the code for you. I mean, I'm not using AI. I mean, I'm using AI how AI should be used, and that is as a tool. That's what makes you a true programmer. You know, Jfinity, you just became my new favorite user. You just became my new favorite user. Okay, or viewer, not user. What are you using? No, my new favorite viewer. Okay, so this should be virtual. And then let me see. Yeah, there's no vibe coding here, man. No vibe code. Jfinity, unless you're on your phone, if you're on a computer, come join us in the desktop stream. Okay, so that's virtual here, virtual there, virtual focus, virtual defocus. Okay, which means we need overrides here. right? Yeah. Halloween is coming up. I guess Halloween's like a month and a half away. Ooh. Is Halloween a thing over in England? Like, is it as popular, Matthew, in England as it is in the United States? Like, in the United States, some people go crazy. Like, there is a person in my neighborhood. He goes balls out. He has, like, a legit, like, horror house. Like haunted house, I mean. Like, it is crazy how balls out he goes for Halloween. And some people really just go freaking nuts for Halloween in the United States. I wonder if it's the same in England. Matthew says yes. I'm currently working on my C+ project, so I'll check back later. Thank you for inviting me anyway. Okay, well, hey. Well, tell us about your C++. I constantly talk about C++. I work in C++, but hey, you know, you got things to do, places to be. That's fine. Okay, so we got all of the warnings gone from Drawer Interactable. Let's check out Lamp Interactable. Okay, so it's going to be pretty much the same thing. All we need to do here is just add the override. All right, so that should be good. That should get rid of those warnings. Okay, let's just kind of do a status check. Like literally, like when I realized I had all those warnings, I was kind of ashamed of myself. I was like kind of like, you ever like, no, I was getting ready to make a very terrible joke. I was like, well, I might as well go through with it. I already said it, but like, have you ever like, you know, no, I'm not even going to say it. Never mind. Okay, let's see. We got this. Let's just make sure we can still shoot. Okay. Well, Q is not working. And the question is, when did Q stop working? Oh dear. That's important. Well, let me see if I can, let's see if it's the shortcut or if it's the equip functionality altogether. That'll help us with debugging at least. So I don't know, I mean, I had added a shortcut Q to equip something, but let's see if I go here, okay, so I can still equip, but I can no longer shoot. I'm not getting any errors either. This kind of makes me not want to fix the warnings. Huh. Okay. Well, let's figure out why Q isn't working, and that might lead us to the other issue. Okay, well, this doesn't look good. Okay, so that's why Q doesn't work. So that's why Q doesn't work. Okay. All right, so I guess I was in the middle of doing something and then I got distracted, which is often the case. Okay, so Q should work, but why can't I fire the gun? Yes, nowhere near as popular, though. No, Halloween here is massive. Yeah. I imagine that Thanksgiving's probably not very popular in England. Kind of like the 4th of July. Probably not very popular in England. Okay. So that's interesting. It's interesting that commenting out this code broke the interaction. Matthew says, I kind of envy the American culture. I see it online, and I wish the UK was more like that. It feels like a bunch of miserable people, a lot less sense of community these days. Well, I don't know. The thing is America is such a huge country. I mean, we are I believe we're the third most populous country in the world. I think. Third or fourth. I can't imagine who'd be more popular than us. Maybe like Indonesia or something. It's like it's either Indonesia or the Philippines that are like up there. Let's see. Countries by population. Okay, this is obviously not order. Okay, India, China, United States. So we're third. And then Indonesia, like I said. Oh, Pakistan. Oh, wow. I didn't realize Pakistan. I knew Nigeria was up there. I knew Brazil. I don't know that I would have guessed. And Bangladesh is actually relatively small. I mean, like, I've been wanting to go to Bangladesh just because. But you look at it, it's relatively small. Like, compare. Like, let's take a look. Yeah, like, look at that. Like, look at it compared to India. So, wow. That many people in that area, in that big of an area, that's pretty crazy. Nigeria, I've been wanting to go to Nigeria. The problem with going to Nigeria is that I stand out a little bit. I stand out. Like in a place like Nigeria, I'm going to stand out. And really so if you go to the capital, let's see, is it Lagos? Lagos, Nigeria. There's a town, there's a part of the capital that's over here on one of the islands. I can't remember what it's called. It's over here. It's somewhere around here, which is like the only like safe area for white people. Otherwise, and it's basically where the embassies are. It's basically like if you are a foreigner and you live in Lagos, like that's the area you live in. But other than that, there's like not a serious risk of like kidnapping or anything, but there is a risk of kidnapping things. Damn, are there houses built on Tetris tactics or something? Like in Bangladesh? Probably. Russia, another country I want to go to. I feel like the only problem with going to Russia is I would just fall in love. I probably like multiple. I would just like, I mean, like Russian women or like, woof. Don't get me started. I am a married man. Stay focused, Daddy. Stay focused. I am a married man. Okay. All right. Let's get back to our warnings. Okay. Base NPC on health changed. Okay. So this doesn't look very good. So I have an event with a capitalized O and then a private handler with the... Okay, let's change this. Oh, God, wait. What's the base? What's the base? Base NPC, I guess that's going to be character entity is going to be the base. And then, of course, game entity is the base of that. Okay, there is my set equipped item, which it is not invoked yet. Okay, so I guess game entity has a health? Yeah. Okay, all right. What exactly was my logic here? I don't know. I don't know. Okay. Did I implement this in character? Okay, so that's... Oh my God, would you stop with this temporary open bullshit? Okay. Okay, so we have on health changed, on health. Oh, so we have an on health changed event. Public protected. Okay. Okay, we don't even talk about it in character entity, which is good. No on health change. Okay, so we do not even reference it there. Okay. But then in base NPC, which is where we're getting the... Okay, so we have... Why do we define the event again? I feel like something was trying to tag on to the event and I couldn't... Let's see what happens if we do this. We get an error. Okay. What is the error? Error. Game entity on health change can only appear on the left side of plus equal. Okay. 97. I see. So can I do this? I think this is what I wanted to do. Can I do that? Why is there still a... Base NPC does not contain a definition for game entity and no accessible... But it's literally the public inheritance, right? Is there such a thing as private, protected, and public inheritance in C#? Like, do I have to do this? I thought I didn't have to do this in C#. Yeah, like that's a syntax error in C#. Like you can actually have public, private, and protected inheritance in C++. So, okay, so that's a syntax error. So I'm going to assume that inheritance is public in C#. So, okay. Oh, wait. No. No, that's fine. Maybe just try removing this. I don't like that. Yeah, no, that didn't work. I mean, okay, wait, what's the error? Base NPC does not contain a definition for game entity. And no accessible extension method game entity accepting a first argument of type base NPC could be found. No. It's abstract. Could that be the issue? I want to invoke the event here is what I want to do. So, yes, private public inheritance is in C#. No, not inheritance. Well, yes, inheritance, but not public, private, and protected for variables and member classes. I'm talking about up here when you define a class. Like, you know, in C++, you normally you can have public and telling it what the base class is. But in C#, I guess all inheritance is by definition public. Like, let me. I'm pretty sure I've asked AI that before. But is there such a thing as private inheritance in C#? I'm guessing the answer is no. Private inheritance as it exists in C++ is not supported. So no, it does not exist. Replace this with the respective object variable. There is no object variable. This is the object variable. this game. So this basically what it is that this on health. This is the name of an event. This on health change is an event. I don't know why it has a question mark. So see over, okay, this is a public, it's an abstract class, but I don't think the abstract really has anything to do with this. I'm going to ask AI. I'm going to ask AI. Okay. In C#, assume I have a class like this. And then I have a class called thing. Okay, let's just do this. Let's just do public class thing game entity. And then inside thing, I want to invoke the event. How can I do that? Let's see if there's anything special I have to do. Okay, so this is saying question mark period, which is what I had, right? But this is saying on health change. Okay, thing. Oh, okay. To invoke an event-defined abstract class from the derived class thing, you can simply call an event like a method pass. Oh, you can't do it direct. Wait, you can. Okay, according to this example, you can do. Wait. Oh, okay. So I have to have optional protected method to allow derived classes to invoke the event. So I guess you can't do it directly. You have to have some type of class to raise the event. So I would have to have, yes, on health change. Okay, maybe that's why I put that there. But I feel like this should be final. Is there a final keyword in C#? Is there a final keyword in C#? That is a good question. No, there is no direct equivalent. Okay. Yeah, I feel like there should be. I feel like I should be able to mark that as final. Question mark is needed. If no listeners, it won't trigger. It's good to know. Jfinity says paste the whole code in, and so AI will look through thoroughly and find the error and give you a possible solution. I think we found it. We may do, remove event for the action, and you should be able to call it directly too without the met. So wait. But if I remove the event, then it's just a variable. This music is actually very, very, very appropriate for the what I'm thinking and feeling right now. Okay. So I think what I need to do, match case, let's find all. Hopefully there's not many. Oh, there's more than I wanted. Oh, Jesus Christ. Character entity, game entity, player stats. Okay, so I gotta remember player stats invokes character entity or inherits or implement. Well, you know what I mean. The thing. You know, the thing. Okay. I'm a little irritated. I'm a little on edge right now. Okay. So basically, this should be raise on health changed, is what it should be. I think I created some confusion by naming it the same name as the event, which is just terrible. I would have rejected that, and I would have said, idiot, you need... If I had known what the intention was, I would have rejected it. So I'm not convinced I would have rejected it, actually. Okay, so I can rename this. I'm going to raise on health changed. I am not even... See, I feel like it should be excessive. Oh, it's not virtual. So protect... Okay. So what I can do, I think, is remove this. And then I like putting this. Don't judge me. I like being explicit. I know it's the Visual Studio is graying out the this, but I like having the this because it's very explicit and I know exactly where that tells me exactly that raise on health changed is in some subclass. Okay. Yes. Okay. Just calm down for a minute. Just calm down. Okay. Now, I don't think I need this. I don't need that. Which means I probably don't need a constructor at all, but that's okay. Okay. All right. Okay. Okay, it did change the name. Okay, wait. That's character entity heal. Wait. What was I just looking at? I was looking at base NPC. But base NPC is a character entity. I implemented it in character entity, heal and take damage. I don't need it in base NPC. Heal and take damage. Is there any difference? God, this is such shit code. Heal, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Call me crazy, but I don't need this in base NPC. I'm going to repeat this. Base NPC is a character entity. This is character entity on the left-hand side where we have implemented heal and take damage. So I don't need it over here. I just can do this. I think I can just delete this. We're going to have to go back and make sure everything still takes damage and we can kill things. Okay, so that's character entity. Base NPC. Okay, so game entity. On health changed. Okay, we changed that one. So notice that I'm not doing another, find all, because find all is going to, get rid of everything. So I want to kind of look at the old references, which is why I'm purposely not doing another find all. Okay, player stats. I don't need this, and I don't need this, and I don't need that. Okay, so I don't need this. I don't need this at all because player stats is also a character entity, so I can get rid of this. And I can get rid of this because this is all... Man, this was a lot of duplicate code. Okay, let's F7. Let's F7 and see what happens. Okay, let's check Unity. Deleting code is therapeutic, yes. Deleting code is nice. It always feels like it's kind of like getting rid of stuff in your house. There is so much shit in this house, but there's something very therapeutic about throwing things away. And it's the same with deleting code. It is. If you don't need the code, get rid of it. Okay. Alrighty. So, let's see. We should be able to pick this up. I'm going to come over here and fire a gun. Okay. Firing. Let me make sure I can still kill green guy. Let me come over here. I should be able to shoot green guy like this. Okay. Green guy can still die. Apparently he cannot die. Okay, what about these guys? Let me shoot them from afar and see. Okay, so apparently everybody is invincible. Nobody can die. Okay, can I die? So I can die, but none of the NPCs can die. Okay. Okay. All right. Okay. Let's see what we broke. So the NPCs cannot die. I have an on death event. Oh, did I delete? Let me look. Maybe I deleted it from base NPC. I mean, that makes sense. Let me see. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. So, okay. Well, at least that's a very, I think what we can do, I think we only need to override take damage, right? And then we just call the like this is here. Discard lines. Yes. Okay, so so there's take damage. Take damage has come back, but I think we overcomplicated this. So we can actually just do base take damage, and then we can do this. If health is less than or equal to 0, we call on death, and that's it. Hi, pretty girl. Oh, the pretty kitty's back. Okay, let's try that. All right. Oh, okay. Not all code. Oh, I need to return to value. Okay. I need to return health, I believe. Yeah. Probably don't actually need to return it, but okay, whatever. We'll leave it for now. Okay, let's try it out. I should be able to shoot things now, or I should be able to kill things now is what I meant to say. Come over here. There we go. Okay, and what about you? I think it should be fine. This is in the base NPC class. Okay, excellent. Okay, so things can die again. That is good. That is good. This removing of the warnings took a lot longer than I thought it would. Okay, so we're able to do that. Let me pseudo stage this. Okay, so I think we're in a good spot with this. All right. We're almost done, boys. We're almost done. Let's keep working our way through. Okay, dereference a possibly null reference. Okay, so this is the equipped item controller, which is going to be leaving this class anyway. So I think $140, $142. Why is... I find it interesting that line 144 does not give me a warning. And I wonder if that's because the compiler is mistaking this for some... That is interesting. Okay, but I think we can simply get rid of the warning, even though this code's going to be going away in a minute. If equipped item controller equals null, we will just simply return. We'll just not even going to worry about it. Okay. Okay. Enemy investigate state. Possible null reference argument. Okay, so this. Now, I feel that this is a problem, or I feel that this is a limitation with the compiler, and here is why. I am throwing in the constructor. Now in C++, now if Jfinity's still here, I will do this often in my stream. I'll be like, well, in C++. So in C++, throwing in the constructor, you do not have a valid object if you throw in the constructor. I know in some languages you might have a valid object that's just not fully initialized. I think Python might be one. I might be making that up. I don't know. Like, what is the state of the object if you throw in a constructor? So I'm assuming that it's a bad object and that any references to it would give you some type of error. Let's actually ask AI. Okay. Assume I have something in C# like var x equals new my object blah x do something. What is the state of the... Well, see, you would throw... Okay, what... You would throw, and then ideally you would never get the call do something because the catch would be outside of that. But let's see. Well, you can't do that. Let me see. Okay, now I'm sitting here trying to type valid code for AI. But let's do this. Let's load up Visual Studio Code because I do like Visual Studio Code just for like throwing something quick, like rough. Just make it rough. Okay, let me see. So, oh God, I got something on my eye. Okay, my object x try x equals new my object catch. Okay, see, the AI is even saying x equals null, but let's say no. X dot do something. Okay. How did this AI know to autocomplete do something? That's very strange. Okay. Anyway, well, let's try asking this AI. No, I don't want to build anything with agent mode. Okay, wait. Okay. What is the state of x on line 10? What will happen assuming do something is a valid method? Oh, it's on my eye. All right. I'm going to start talking politics. I think I'm going to try my hand at politics again. Okay, what are we going to do here? Let's see. Okay. I don't have the code you're referring to. You literally do. Ugh, all right, never mind. I'm just going to add ChatGPT. I don't want to deal with you. Okay. Consider the following code. Okay. What is the state of X? If do something is a valid method, what will happen? When it's called in this case. Let's analyze your C# code. Just give me the answer. I don't want to analyze it. I just literally want the answer. Okay, if the constructor throws an exception, X remains unassigned because the assignment statement is not executed. Okay, so this goes back to what I'm saying. It's an invalid object. X is not assigned. So the reason I say that this warning is a limitation of the compiler is that this will never happen. This will never, ever get executed, and I can guarantee it because I will throw in the constructor if NPC is null. So that's why I say this is a limitation of the constructor. Well, let's see. Does this get rid of it? I don't know. Oh, that very well might do it. That did. Okay, so I went on that tirade for nothing. If I put an exclamation point there. Yeah, no, I still say it's a limitation of the compiler. I still think it is. Matthew says, yeah, I noticed this issue at work a lot. Like, how many null reference checks do you need, Mr. Compiler? Yeah, it is a little... I will say it is pretty good in most cases, but I think that the issue here is that you have the check for the entire class is being done outside of the method that's actually generating the error or the warning. So I get why it's a limitation, but I'm just saying it is a limitation. Okay, I have always found compiler programming fascinating. My dream job for a long time, and I've kind of given up on my dream job. You know, I eventually got old enough where you give up on your dreams. But like literally, I think I talked about this before, but back long ago when I learned how to program in Turbo Pascal, and then I talked about Turbo C++ the other night, that was written by a company called Borland. Look them up. They wrote Delphi. I think Delphi is still used by like 3 people, but whatever. But my dream job was to work at Borland writing their writing Pascal, like working on the Pascal compiler, working on the C++ compiler. And then later on, after that, my dream job was to work at Microsoft on their compiler team, whether it be C++ or C#. That would just be like my dream job. I don't know that it would so much be a dream job now because I feel like I just don't have the energy that I had when I was young to kind of just like dive into something that's very different than the field I'm in currently. And so it would take a lot of energy to be able to get up to speed. That's kind of a young man's thing. I don't know that I have the oomph in me. Matthew says, I wanted to make a tiny programming language and do a Lexer, etc. Just feel the effort, though. I should because it's fantastic learning experience. Yeah, I mean, like I've dabbled in language writing before. It's very interesting. And actually, one project we should work on. So there is actually, and so this is not a programming. It's not a programming language, but something. It's very programming language-ish, mainly because it's about lexical analysis. Where is it? Oh my God, what is? What is that, Mudang? Like somebody's like opening the door behind. If you guys see like a ghost or a spiritual entity behind me, please let me know. The project that I was like we should like work on, if I can find it. Wait a minute. No, it's gonna be here. We'll go here. No, that's not it. No. Why am I having a hard time finding this? Okay, actually I think I can just do this. BBC code? No? Okay, now I gotta find this. It might be the ghost of not sure at this point. I don't know if you could hear it through the microphone, but the door makes a squeaking sound, like a very noticeable squeaking sound. And like it did it twice, and I don't see any animals, I don't see anything. This is it. This C++ parser for BB code, which I have started and stopped this project a number of times because it always ends up being a lot more complicated than I expect. So I don't know if you know what BB code is, but BB code it's like a poor man's HTML, and it's very popular on message boards. I know, it's message boards. It's 2025. Who uses message boards anymore? But basically, I had this other project called Owl, which is like I was very proud of that project for a long time, and then I just kind of let it die, like I often do with projects. But OWL is basically a message board reader, or as I called it, Outlook for message boards, right? So it's basically this program, and you just load it up, and this is actually that's an old ugly screenshot of it, but it was basically just a way to, like, you know, read message boards in a GUI. And then anyway, wait, did somebody posted something? Oh yeah, I posted, this was in 2023, where like I posted a new UI. But anyway, but for this, basically what it does under the hood is, well, it uses like the message board API when it can, but a lot of message boards don't even have an API. So it basically, it would do scraping, HTML scraping. And in either case, you get BB code for a lot of these posts and everything. You get BB code. And I needed a way to basically parse that BB code so that I knew when to make some text bold or make it italicized, or when to change the color or increase the size, et cetera, et cetera. And I needed a good way to do that. So I started writing this, basically this BB code library, this code that basically just parsed BB code and turned it into a tree, like a JSON, like an XML, not JSON, but like a XML DOM, or I guess a JSON DOM, you know, but basically anything like that. But it would always end up being, it always got very complicated. And then at that point, I'm just like, oh, I don't feel like doing it. I'm not getting paid to do it, so I'm not going to bother. But it was a fun project, and it's actually like, it's one of my, like, I don't have too many popular projects, but this is actually one of the more popular projects. Not that it's very popular, but yeah, like somebody wrote about it, just like, oh, I'll see what I can do. All right, this was just last month. Anyway, that should be that, but that's a C++ project. That would be a C++ project. But then I thought about like rewriting it, and actually I think I even have a branch. Yes. I was like, okay, you know what? Instead of like manually doing the Lexer, there's a library in C++ that kind of does that for you. So I started writing the Lexer. I started rewriting that using this library that does that like lexical analysis for you. But anyway, that's a segue. Let's finish our warnings because we only have a half hour left. Let's get through this. Okay, pistol interaction. So this is a static event. Oh. I think I know why. But this was a really bad way to do it. So my idea here was that anybody who heard a gunshot, that would affect their mentality, making them a little more nervous or skittish or scared. And so basically what I did is I had an event that NPCs can subscribe to, and basically the event gets called every time a gun is fired, but I don't even know if that works right now. And we need a better way to do it. Why does my cat keep moving? Oh, she's cleaning herself. Mudang, you're on camera. Be a lady, Mudang. Anyway, that's not a great way to do that, but let's just fix the warning. To do. This is not a, okay, let's actually make it a to-do. Improve the way that NPCs hear gunshots, because we have that whole hearing entity thing now, right? So anyway, excuse me, got the hiccups. How did we, can I fix this with just this? I mean, this is like my new favorite thing. Yeah, I guess so. That fixes it. Okay, that's good enough for me. Okay, we are so close to being done. Let me... I swear, I feel a little nervous that I have this, like, all these files unstaged, and it's actually starting to make me nervous. Like, we need to commit and push. Like, I'm actually, literally. Okay, player interactor. Input state is assigned, but its value is never used. Okay, so I think this was like planning, right? Like I was planning to use this, but never did, and it's not even referenced anywhere else. So for now, we can simply... Why does Okay. Always. No, I do not want to always show that message. It's a stupid. How dare you do that? Okay. What about this? Okay. Enemy patrol state. First time is assigned, but its value is never used. This looks like another thing that I think I can just delete that. Oh my God. I literally just said, do not always show this message. Okay. All right. So I think we can just delete this. Inventory item tag. The field blah is assigned, but its value is never used. Item entity. That is going to be used. Maybe. I'm trying to decide if can we just get rid of, can we just, why did I do it like that? Oh. This needs to, I don't know this. Yes, that it needs to be that. Thank you, AI. That's what it needs to be. Okay, so that should get rid of the warning. Okay. Wow, we are so close. We are so close. Oh. Okay, let's come back to that. Let's get rid of this one here. Player entity, player interactor. Okay, so this might be another thing that we can get rid of, but it's like planning, because player entity, is that ever used? Okay, it's not used. Okay. So we just have this on gunfire. Is on gunfire even used anywhere? Let's see. Maybe we can just delete it. Yes, we can just delete it. Oh, so on gunfire was here. Let's comment it out. At this point, we're just making changes just to get rid of the warnings. Warning free, baby. We are warning free. Fuck yeah! Sorry, Mudang. I scared my cat. All right, let me check this in. Okay, I'm going to... Okay. Working... Oh, God, I don't need to be all caps. Working hard to get rid of all warnings. All right. And then we will commit and push. This turned out to be a nice refactor. Yes, it did. It did. Okay, we got rid of all. I mean, like, this is so much. Like, the other night, like, I literally was just like, I just saw like a block of text, and my mind was immediately ignore that. Like, it wasn't even a conscious thought. It was just block of text. It might as well have been Chinese because I didn't pay it no mind. And then today I was just like, oh, that's a bunch of warnings. I should get rid of those. And then, so anyway, clear desk, clear mind. Yeah, no, clear warnings, clear minds. Oh. I don't think we're going to do any. We got like a half hour left. I don't think I'm going to get any programming done. Yeah, no. So this was, there is that project out, the BB parser. There's of course the Tommy Tucson video game. Ashcoin, which was, this is another project I would love to work on. This was my Bitcoin, or not. Yeah, this was my cryptocurrency, and it was basically a learning exercise to just kind of learn about kind of like the intricacies of how it worked. And so it's a very, very simplistic, because the main thing that drives me nuts about cryptocurrency in general is just how difficult it is to send something. Do I have a screenshot? I don't have a screenshot of the best page on here. I don't have a screenshot. Gosh darn it. But basically, I literally just have a page on here. So it's a web-based interface, but there's a page on here where, because the whole thing about cryptocurrency is you're using private and public keys. That's how you access your wallet. If you want to send coins to somebody else, you have to provide your private key, because all that's stored in the blockchain is public keys. So literally, one of the pages in the project is just enter in your private key, enter in the destination's public key, and enter in the amount. That is it. And then, of course, I put a big warning on there that's like, this will expose your private key and blah, 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 blah. But it's just like cryptocurrency is just, it's like, where is the page to do that? Let me see. Do I have any? I'm trying to see if I have any screenshots. I'm surprised I don't have any screenshots of that page. Kind of want to, let me see, change directory source, git clone. Oh, it's not empty. Okay. Make directory bin, change directory bin. CMake, I mean, this is not going to work, but let's just do it anyway. Is it D? What is it? It's a CMake build type. Build type, and we're going to do type rel with debug info. Let's just start there and see if this works. This is going to give me errors, I'm sure. If this actually works without errors, I will shit myself. Yeah, no, there's errors. What is the error? Unknown Microsoft. Oh, fucking Conan. I probably just have to update Conan. So, okay. I need to go in. This rant is going to take the last 20 minutes. All right. So in C#, right, you have assemblies, right? And then you can download other assemblies and you can import them into your project, and it is its thing. And then so in C++, obviously there's something similar, but it's a little more complicated in C++. And people will always, like, you'll see all of these things like, why is C++ so like, why can't I just but it's complicated because it's old. And I mean, that's literally the real answer. And there have been efforts over time, obviously, to make it more simple, but in order to maintain backwards compatibility, it is very difficult to make it simple. And all the little corner cases and all the little places that C++ is used and blah, blah, blah. So you have this dependency manager, or one of the big things is like dependency managers. Like if you want to make a query to a MySQL database, how do you do that? And in C++, I mean, I guess in C# you probably just download a MySQL assembly, import it into your project, and have at it. So in C++, it's not as simple, right? Because C++, of course, is a compiled language and it runs on different operating systems. And so there's usually the way that it will often work is you basically will download the source code for the library, and then you would pull that into your project. And when you compile your project, you compile the library along with the project. And now that's not, I mean, that's not always the case, but that is like one scenario. Sometimes you can download pre-compiled libraries, but those can get very fickle because obviously it has to match your operating system, but it also has to match your compiler. So, when there's a million different operating systems and in a dozen or so different compilers, it's very possible that the library you want to download does not have pre-compiled versions for your exact setup. Some like when you think about a library like Qt, which is like a GUI library, like those popular libraries, they will have pre-compiled libraries for the more popular setups like Windows and Visual Studio and things like that. Anyway, so but downloading these libraries, downloading whether it's the pre-compiled version of the library or whether it's the source code to just compile or whatever it is, to integrate that into your build system, I mean, how do you do that, right? Like, how do you automate that? Like, if you have a build jobs that got to kick off, how do you do that? So what are the build tools? So there were, I guess this started back in like 2015 2015-ish, 14, 15, 16-ish, there came about two very popular dependency managers for C++. And now neither of them are very user-friendly. They're very specific. I don't know. That's the only way to put it. It's like they're very specific. Because you got to be like, oh, I'm on, depending on operating. Think about this. Like if you have 3 different operating systems and 3 different compilers, each compiler on each operating system, that's what, 3 times 3 times 3, that's 27 different versions of a library you would have to install, of or precompiled libraries you would have to host and things like that. I do have a point to this. So let me, maybe this is best shown with some code, maybe not. Oh, this is using, okay, no, I'm using something else. So anyway, so what we're looking at here is this is, you can kind of think of this as a make file. I'm going to assume you know what a make file is, and I'm kind of talking directly to Matthew, but anybody else listening, I'm going to assume that you know what a make file is. But this is a tool called CMake. It's a very popular C++ tool, and it's kind of like a make file for make files. And this is a platform agnostic make file. And then what you do is you run your CMake tool against this, and then that generates your platform specific make file. And then once you have your platform specific make file, and of course by make file, that could be a solution file on Windows, for example. But once you have your platform specific make file, then you can run your compiler and compile the program and get an executable. Okay. Well, in that make file process, in that process, that's when you would download any of the libraries you have, any of the dependencies you have. In C++, that the header files are an absolute. You might have compiled.lib files, you might have C++ files, whatever it is. So here what you're looking at is this is like the make file of make files, right? So like if I ran this on Windows, the output, like this is what I attempted to run a second ago. I ran the command I ran was CMake. Where did it go? CMake, and then I told it what build type, right? Like in this case, it's a build type called release with debug information, which is usually the one I use. And there's various reasons for that I won't get into now. But I was trying to run the I ran CMake, and I was hoping it would generate a solution file, and then from the solution file, then I could of course I could make the program. However, so I am what we're looking at here. These are various libraries that this project uses. For example, Boost is a very, very popular C++ library. As a matter of fact, a lot of code that becomes standard C++ is usually first introduced as a Boost feature, and then it lives in Boost for a few years and then it matures, and then oftentimes gets adopted into the C++ standard. This is like a JSON parser. Speedlog is literally just a logging, like you can kind of like you might have used Log4j or something like that. Then there's like a crypto library, ranges, whatever. But this uses a dependency manager called Conan. So like I was saying, back in like 2015, 2014, 15, 16, sometime around there, there were these dependency managers kind of came on the scene. And there were two very popular ones that were very popular like right out the gate, like immediately out the gate. Two very popular ones. One is called VC Package, and that is actually by Microsoft. I think that's what it's called, VC Package. VCPKG. Yes. And it's the open source dependency manager from Microsoft, I bet is what it says. No, we'll never know because it didn't finish the. But anyway, it's Microsoft's visual. It's Microsoft's. That was one, VC Package. The other one is called Conan. And at the time, I was like, ooh, dependency manager. Oh, new toys. Which one shall I choose? Because it's the code that you're looking at here on the screen. Actually, that's a bad example. Forget I said that. But the code for the dependency managers, it's not like it's universal, right? It depends on the tool. The tool VC package has a different syntax than Conan. And for whatever reason, I think at the time I was like, ew, Microsoft, no, I don't want to use that. I want to use Conan. I picked Conan. Conan is fucking awful. It is terrible. And I'm tempted to publicly state my secret Twitter account, but I will not do that. But if I did, you would see that a good portion of the messages that I have written on this secret Twitter account are of me bitching to Conan, to the people who write Conan, about how terrible Conan is. It is fucking awful. And there's a couple of very primary complaints I have about Conan. One is that it's written in Python. Why you would have a C++ dependency manager written in Python? I don't know. That should have been my first Now, in fairness, I believe Visual C package is written. I think it's written in I want to say it's written in TypeScript or something. No, it's written in C++. I see a boost here. Or is it? No, that actually just might be the... No, I don't think so. Now I want to know. What is VCPKG? I'm pretty sure it's written in a scripting language. I don't know if it's TypeScript or something else. No, it is written in C++. Oh. That actually makes sense. No, Conan. If I want to use Conan, I got to install Python. Oh, I'm sorry. You installed the wrong version of Python. Oh, yeah, that's the right version of Python, but you have to install these other fucking libraries in order to use it. Oh, I'm so happy you got it, but I got some bad news for you. Like, that version of OpenSSL you've got, that's not going to cut it. You need to, it's just one fucking thing after another just to get Conan to run. And then, once you get it to run, that's just the beginning of your problems. It's like, that version of Visual Studio? Yeah, we don't know what that is, so we're going to give you an error. Wait, but that's the new version of Visual Studio. Yeah, I know that's the new version of Visual Studio, but it hasn't been added to our list of acceptable versions, so we're sorry. We're not going to allow you to... So you're saying I have to wait? Yeah, but don't worry. The Conan team is very on top of it. So we'll have we'll have that version in our system probably in the next couple of days. Literally. And this is what, so the version of Conan I had, that's what this error told me. The version of Conan I have. Now, granted, I have not updated Conan on this computer in probably over a year. Honestly, I have probably never updated Conan, and I probably haven't. I probably only installed Conan, and that was it. But you want to update Conan? Oh, well, you're going to have to update Python as well. Oh, wait, and on Windows, it's even worse. Oh, did you try to update Conan with pip install? Yeah, well, it looks like you installed Conan with our Windows installer. Or, are you trying to update Conan with the Windows installer? It looks like you installed Conan with the pip install. Like, what the fuck? It is so horrible. It is so painful to use Conan. It's like I hate, and I know we have all. If you are a programmer, you have had those days where you just want to program, but you are fighting with your tools just to get you to the point where you can program. And Conan is the ultimate cock block when it comes to wanting to program. Like, Conan is that fat girl who is friends with the hot girl who is into you, but the fat girl's not getting any attention, so she's not going to let her hot friend bang you. Like, it is horrible. And I still don't know why I chose Conan. And I feel like at this point, like, I have a lot of projects that are dependent on Conan. So I have thought that, like, maybe what I could do is, like, one by one, like, as I want to work on each project, I'll just convert it to Visual Studio Package, which I could do, but oh my, but there's that part of me that's like, why? Like that, no, just fucking work. Like, oh God. And then Conan, they went from version 1.x to 2.x. Do you think they maintained any type of backwards compatibility? No. And you know what their big, like, the main thing I had to change, and it fucking pissed me off that I had to change my files. There was somewhere, I can't remember where it is. I'm sure I could find it, but there's somewhere where you define the name of the package and then the version. In 1.x, you would type package name, version number. Well, in 2.x, it's package name, version number. And it was a oh my God. Conan, oh my God, I fucking hate Conan. Now I'm angry. I'm angry. And it's like the thing is like there's so many, like a lot of my projects, it's like in like Conan, like here, it's ingrained. Like it's like this, I would have to, now this isn't too bad, but I'd have to go through and figure out how to do all the equivalent shit in like with VS Package. I don't want to do that. I just want to program. I don't want to have to redo my tools. Oh my God, I fucking hate Conan. Oh, you know what? I gotta go. I gotta go into. I gotta find them. I think it's Conan.io. Like, I know. No, it's not Conan. Did they get rid of it? Oh, were they one of the, like, oh yeah, we're not on Twitter anymore because Elon Musk bought Twitter. Let me see. Conan Package Manager. Oh, they're still in 2.x, but don't worry, they're going to go to 3.x and break everything. I'm sure. Let me see. I got to find their social media because now I'm pissed. I just got to tell them how horrible their software is. Okay, on X, Conan_.io. I'm just stopping. I'm just stopping by to remind you of how much I hate this dependency manager. Okay, that's it. That's all I want to say. I feel better now. I feel better. I got that off my chest. I feel better. It's fucking awful. It is literally one of the worst pieces of software I've ever had to keep using. And we were looking at various dependency managers a while back, and somebody at work, this was years ago, somebody was like, oh yeah, well, there's Conan, you know, I've been using Conan. I'm like, no. And this was before I was the lead, but I'm like putting my foot down. I wasn't even the lead, but I'm like, no. And we ended up we're still using this fucking like esoteric, like no, not esoteric, this like proprietary dependency manager fakeness thing. But oh God, I'm angry. I want to go. This is why I need a punching bag. I need like I've always wanted like one of those big punching bags. Oh, and I've been thinking that I want to learn how to fight. I'm like a 50-year-old man. I've been in like 2 fights in my life. Like one was in high school. Maybe I've only been in 1 fight. There was one in high school. I think that's it. Yeah, I think I've only been in 1 fight in my entire life. 1 fight. I feel like a 50. I mean, I feel like I'd like to learn how to fight. Ugh. This is why I need to get this aggression out. I need to get it out. All right. Well, I think I'm gonna wrap it up for the night there. Now that I'm angry, now I'm just gonna go. I'm gonna go punch my cat. Oh, she's gone. She left. She heard me screaming. She heard me getting angry. Oh, guys. Matthew says you can sleep well now. I will. I'm gonna sleep like a baby tonight. Oh, excuse me. I think I'm gonna have problems sleeping tonight because I didn't go on a run today, so it was a rest day. I went on Saturday and Sunday. Today was a rest day, so I feel like I have. Maybe that's why I got so angry. I feel like I have like pent up energy. Anyway, all right, boys. Well, it has been fun. It has been great. As always, thanks for joining. Be sure to click and subscribe. I will be back on Wednesday night. Wednesday. I'll see you there. I'll see you here. Same time, same place. I'll talk to you then. All right. Be careful. Take care. Bye.